Hey speech class, this is Megan McNaughton on my week 8 presentation. For this week, I chose the racial discrimination against Asian Americans. For my specific story, I found it on Time magazine from an article called I Will Not Stand Silent, 10 Asian Americans Reflect on Racism During the Pandemic and Need for Equality. Out of the 10 stories that I read, I thought Abraham Chow stuck with me the most. He is a second generation Korean American, and the story takes place at Penn Station bathroom on March 13th of 2020. I think a little background evidence for this is that this was during the second wave of the COVID virus affecting America. So the story begins that a man came behind Chow and started coughing and spitting on him. The man then proceeded to shout things like, "You Chinese blank," "all you should die," as well as "all Chinese have the disease." Chow obviously reported this to the police, and they said they couldn't do anything about it because it was spitting and nothing else, but Chow obviously felt that it was a lot more than that. This man blatantly violated him and was racist towards him. How could someone come up behind him to an innocent man who he doesn't know and shout these horrible things at him? Chow also was taken back because how could someone just say all these blatant things over not knowing who he was, that he was Korean and not even Chinese, and that most Chinese people don't have anything to do with the disease. That's just racist, and that's like a stigma that came with it. Through this story, I found a quote that stuck with me the most, saying, "It should just be love we hold for each other." And I think that really stood with me, given that he's experienced this racism and he still wants to fight for love and be equal. I think another thing though too that isn't really talked about with COVID-19 and previous history with Asian Americans is all the racism they have dealt with, specifically World War II, COVID, just all of it. And I think this story stuck with me the most because I have personal experience being part Japanese and my great-grandmother having experienced racism coming from Japan to America during World War II. In the end of his article, he basically stated that he was scared for his child and he doesn't want her to go through the racism that he's experienced. Out of this whole thing, I think the big thing that has stayed with us societally is all of the support for equality with Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, even Asian Lives Matter. And I think it just is important and something we aren't talk about that much.